The college football season kicks off tonight. We have officially made it to the start of the year. Hopefully this season delivers just like last year did. With this season kicking off this weekend, it's time for me to release my final top 25 entering week 1. I don't have a vote in the AP poll, at least yet. If I did, this would be how I would rank the top 25 teams entering the 2023 college football season. Before we get to today's video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are that you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. I'm going to be posting videos every day during the college football season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, make sure to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. We're actually going to go in reverse from my top 25, so we're going to start things off at number 25 with TCU. I get that they were in the national championship last season, but they did lose a lot of talent during the offseason. I think the Horned Frogs are going to have another solid season in 2023, but I highly doubt they're going to be able to match expectations that they set last year. Wisconsin comes in at number 24, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this brand new offense looks under head coach Luke Fickell. He comes in after a very successful career at Cincinnati, and he brought in a brand new quarterback in Tanner Mordecai. Considering they're moving on from Graham Mertz, I think Wisconsin's offense can only go up from here. UCLA comes in at number 23. Just like with TCU, this is a brand new looking team than what we saw last year. But Chip Kelly really has this team on the rise, and I think this has a chance to be his best team since he took over at UCLA. Arkansas is at 22, and I really don't think we've seen their best yet. Over the last couple of seasons, they've kind of been peaking here and there and cracking the top 25, but they haven't really taken that next step yet. Do they in 2023? I'm not so sure, but I am high on them this year. South Carolina ended last season on a hot streak as they ended their season with a couple of really impressive wins. Does that carry over into 2023? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm buying into the hype with the Gamecocks and especially with Spencer Rattler. UTSA has been one of the better group of 5 teams in all of college football the last couple of years, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Frank Harris is back for another season as their quarterback, and I think UTSA has another 11 or 12 win season in them. A lot of people are really high on Texas Tech entering the 2023 season. There were a couple of AP poll voters that had them ranked inside the top 15. Although they didn't crack the actual AP top 25, they do crack mine. This was a team that really was turning things around last season and was quietly one of the more underrated teams in all of college football. Will Texas be back? Well, your guess is as good as mine, but you can't argue that this is probably the most talented Texas team we've seen in quite some time. The only question with the Longhorns I have is if they can finally exceed our expectations and prove they're worthy of being a top 10 team in all of college football. Before I get to the rest of my rankings, here's how you can make the 2023 college football season even more exciting. You can actually win money by watching college football games thanks to Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is excited to give me this exclusive offer for my YouTube subscribers. Use promo code Harris to receive a 100% deposit match up to $100 if you sign up. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game. You pick at least 2 players and can choose as many as 5. The more you pick and get right, the more you win. So if you deposit $50, they'll add $50 to your account. If you deposit $100, they'll add $100 of free money. Consider this my personal gift to you for being awesome subscribers. So if you'd like to win money this college football season, make sure to download the Underdog Fantasy app and use promo code Harris for a 100% deposit match up to $100. After consistently being one of the worst teams in all of college football, Oregon State had arguably their best season in a decade in 2022. They were a breakout team in the Pac-12 and nearly made it to the conference title game. They returned most of their talent and they brought over quarterback DJ Uiagalelei. Oregon State was a great team with bad quarterback play last year, so if they can improve on that just a little, this should be a team that once again is competing for the Pac-12. Kansas State surprised everyone last year by winning the Big 12. Now, are they my personal favorite to win the conference this year? They could be, and I think it's going to be another fantastic season in Manhattan. You can make the case that Tulane was the biggest surprise in all of college football last season. They came out of nowhere and made it to a New Year's Six bowl game where they took down USC. They returned a lot of their talent from last year's team, so there's no reason why they can't replicate what they did last year. Tennessee is in an interesting spot for me. I think they have a lot of talent, but the players they lost this past offseason definitely hurts them. I think they're still going to have one of the top offenses in all of college football, but I'm not quite sure they're going to be able to recapture the magic they had last year. I got Utah coming in at 13, and the only reason I don't have them a little bit higher is because of the uncertainty of quarterback Cameron Rising. He underwent ACL surgery this past offseason, and it sounds like he's still not ready to go. If Utah doesn't have a healthy Cameron Rising, I'm not exactly certain what we can expect from the Utes this year. But if he's able to come back to full strength, then this is easily a top 10 team in all of college football. I have another Pac-12 team one spot ahead of them in the Oregon Ducks. Bo Nix had an incredible season in 2022, easily the best year of his collegiate career. This is a talented Oregon team on both sides of the ball, and I wouldn't blame you if you think the Ducks are the best team in the Pac-12 this year. Florida State has a lot of hype entering the season, but I'm going to want to see it before I get too high on them. The AP poll has them ranked inside the top 10, but I don't want to give them that just yet. Still, I think this is the best Seminole team in quite some time, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them winning the ACC this season. Notre Dame comes in at number 10, and we've already gotten a small sample of how this team's going to look this year. I've talked about this a number of times this offseason, but Sam Hartman is probably the best quarterback they've had in quite some time. Notre Dame is consistently a top 10 to 15 team in all of college football, but now you give them a really good quarterback, and they could be a legitimate playoff threat. Last year was a down season for Clemson, but it was still a fantastic year by any other team's standard. I don't think they're going to disappoint once again, and I think they're going to be in the playoff discussion all year. Ultimately, it all comes down to the play of quarterback Cade Klubnik. If he's able to take that next step and be a solid quarterback for the Tigers, they could easily be a playoff team. But if he's just another DJ Uiagalelei, it's probably going to be another year without reaching the playoff for the Tigers. Brian Kelly really surprised a lot of us last year in his first season at LSU. He led the Tigers to the SEC title game, and I don't think any of us saw that coming. Is he going to be able to lead them back there in 2023? I'm not so certain, but I definitely know that this LSU team has the talent to make a deep run this year in the college football world. I got Washington at number 7, and I really think the country is sleeping on this Huskies team. They were another surprise last season in the Pac-12, and I think they have the chance to be even better. Michael Penix Jr. returns, and he has arguably the best wide receiver room in all of college football. I think this has a chance to be the best offense in the entire nation, and if that's the case, they have the defense to make a deep playoff push. I'm not as high in Alabama as a lot of people, but I still have them at number 6. On paper, are they one of the best teams in all of college football? Absolutely. But I definitely think this is one of the weaker Alabama teams we've seen in recent memory. With that being said, this team is probably going to go undefeated and win the national championship just because I said this. Cracking the top 5, I have Penn State, and I think there's a realistic chance they're the best team in the Big Ten this year. They're loaded on talent on offense and on defense, and if anyone's going to take down Michigan or Ohio State, it's going to be the Nittany Lions. The only reason I have USC at number 4 and not higher is entirely due to their defense. I know I talked about Washington potentially having the best offense in the country, but I would honestly put money that USC has the best offense in the country. If this team averages 50 points a game, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. But the only issue is the fact that their defense might be allowing 50 points a game as well. If USC is able to improve their defense at all, they're easily going to be a top 3 to 4 team in all of college football. I have Ohio State coming in at number 3, and this was really a toss-up between the number 2 team as well. I like Ohio State this season, but I think the uncertainty at the quarterback position is the only reason why I'm a little hesitant with them. It doesn't sound like they truly have a starter in mind, and they could be playing both quarterbacks for the first couple of games of the year. Again, I know it's not a major issue, but considering they're taking a massive step back at at the position, I don't think I want to put them in number 2 just yet. So at number 2, I have the Michigan Wolverines. They've reached the college football playoff in back-to-back years, but they haven't been able to get over the hump and reach the college football championship game. Is this the year they finally make it happen? I'm not so certain, but this is still a really talented team from top to bottom. But coming in at number 1, at no surprise, is the Georgia Bulldogs. This team has won back-to-back national championships, and they honestly could win their 3rd this year. Although Stetson Bennett isn't there anymore, this is still an insanely loaded Georgia team on offense and on defense. And until they prove that they're not the best team in all of college football, I don't know how you can't have them at number 1. Well, there's my top 25 as we get ready to kick off the 2023 college football season. Was there a team I had ranked way too high or way too low? Or was there a team that didn't even crack the top 25 that should have been in here? Whoever it is, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos every day during the season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.